This is the Pepperwood Podcast, a production of Pepperwood, a non-profit conservation organization based at a 3,200-acre nature reserve near Santa Rosa, California, in the heart of the traditional homeland of the Wapo people. At Pepperwood, we aim to inspire conservation through science. And on this show, we talk to scientists, stewards, and environmental educators about what they do and how they do it. We hope to give you a glimpse into the real experiences of folks who devote their lives to taking care of local ecosystems and sharing them with others. Welcome back to the Pepperwood Podcast. I am your host, environmental educator Julianne Bradbury, and sharp-eared listeners may hear in my voice that, like many educators who meet with hundreds of students every season, I am currently recovering from a cold. I hope the bullfrog-like undertones are less apparent to you than they are to me. But regardless, you won't have to listen to very much of my croaking, because this episode features the much healthier sounding voices of TeenNat participants. Today, we're taking a second look at our TeenNat program, Pepperwood's Summer Science Institute for high school students. Last season, we were joined by 3 TeenNat alums who attended last year's Winter TeenNat, our annual reconvening of TeenNat participants. And today we're going to hear the voices of 7 more TeenNatters, all with their own unique experiences and takeaways from their time at Pepperwood. If you heard that previous episode, you might remember that TeenNat has been running every summer since 2013. It's a free multi-week program during which high school students come to Pepperwood during the day to explore, study, and help steward our 3,200-acre reserve. Our guests today range from current high school students who just participated in the 2025 TeenNat program to returning alums who participated in the program as far back as 2016 and maybe in college or in some cases may already hold university degrees and are working as conservation professionals. Winter TeenNat is an incredible time when this mix of past participants all come back together and share their memories and continuing opportunities with one another. This fine set of folks is also going to share some of that with you. First, I will let our group of guests introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Merlin.
My name is Emily Ann.
My name is Nadia.
I'm Ellie.
Hi, my name is Elijah.
My name's Elvia.
Hello, my name is Nicoya.
I asked all of our alums to think back and remember who they got to spend time with during their time at TeenNat.
During the TeenNat program, I got to meet so many different people. Being with those people almost every single day for those 6 weeks, like in that space and that shared experience, you really do form those strong connections and you have like a special bond with all of those people and going through that specific experience.
I met a lot of new people with different lived experiences from mine and kind of just seeing a whole lot of diversity. So I think that in itself really shaped me to kind of look for other communities as well. And then also just as a woman of color, it really helped me to kind of encourage me to know that I can fill space in this kind of sector.
Getting to come together with people on that, like being outside, connecting with people, talking, being in a new environment, you like probably haven't been on a mountain before like that. So just getting to have that connection in a summer you probably won't forget. Even like the alumni here, they still remember probably majority of what they did during TeenNat because it's just an unforgettable experience. A lot of the time when you go out of your comfort zone, it's always an experience you won't forget.
There were a few groups that I had kind of just connected with, and I had a really fun time finding my people that were like-minded and also had similar experiences that I did. We had a great time just like getting to be out in nature together, and it was like really fun just being able to hang out with those people and get to know them more, especially through some hiking and also like not in a school environment. That was the best part.
Human friends are a big part of the TeenNat experience, but so are the non-human friends that we go out and meet in the various habitats of Pepperwood.
I got to spend time with all the plants and the trees. It was really interesting to see how many different oak trees are in Pepperwood. I got to spend time with the bugs and the frogs and also the birds and the baby coyotes. I almost forgot about
That's
those.
right. Tell us about the baby coyotes.
Yeah, like, so I was driving up to the Dwight Center in the morning to go to TeenNat, and I think the person in front of us was like, "Oh my God, baby coyotes!" And I'm like, "What?" And sure enough, there's some baby coyotes just hanging out right next to the road. I guess like they had a den. They're just like hanging out in the bushes, and like I think they were running around. But I got some pictures of them.
That's awesome.
The spiders were nice to see.
Was that already a favorite animal of yours?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I love arachnids in general, but spiders, I mean, scorpions are cool too, but they're a lot less common.
True.
Or
Did you get to see any?
I saw one on the very second to last day, or maybe last day.
No, I think I remember this. We went looking for them under logs, right?
And it was in that little stump circle.
Yeah.
The golden orb weaver was really a treat to see because it was like, I want to do a project on spiders. And the second time we went to Turtle Pond, I was like, holy crap, there's a bunch of spiders everywhere.
Yeah.
And like that was nice to see because like they were so beautiful looking. I mean, it was also nice to see all those cute little frogs. On a Turtle Pond.
Yes.
Those tiny little frogs.
Every time we would go to Turtle Pond, or there would be like a little puddle in the grass, like there would always be so many of those baby frogs. And it was so funny watching like all of the people I was with try and catch those little frogs and just have so much fun with that.
It was very fun watching people catch and try to catch the butterflies, chase after them.
Try to catch the butterflies is a real trick. Sometimes
it was
succeeding.
very fun.
Mm-hmm.
I myself tried to catch several butterflies and failed. But it was so funny just seeing people like wander off the trail, like chasing after a little like white butterfly.
I spent pretty much all of TeenNat catching butterflies.
You were our
with
butterfly
butterfly
whisperer,
net.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I had a great time. I never really thought I would be into the catching butterflies and the butterfly net sort of thing, but after catching my first one and getting to take a picture of it up close like that, I was hooked. And so it was a really great experience in that sense of being able to connect with nature on such a like an intimate level, like being able to observe something that you normally can't see up close like that.
Maybe it was like a sort of like water snake at one point near Turtle
Ooh.
Pond
Uh-huh.
that we saw. And I wouldn't say I'm deathly afraid, but I will not get near one. And that was the first time I ever held a snake.
Oh, wow.
It was sort of like black with a little bit of yellow in there. So I can't
Mhm.
recall the exact species, but that was what really stuck with me.
Wow.
Just
So
a small water snake.
You faced a fear there, it sounds like.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
cool. And,
Yeah.
and no harm, no foul. You had a good
No harm,
experience.
no foul. Never did it again after that.
Okay.
But the
One
one
and
time
done.
was good.
That's
Yeah.
good. I'm glad you had a good experience with the little snake buddy. Our alums had a lot to say about how being in TeenNat impacted their lives.
It made me more connected to nature, and like I felt calm and happy in Pepperwood.
I feel so much more comfortable out in nature now. Now, when I go on hikes, like with my friends or family, I'll point out, I'm like, oh, that's a blue oak. Oh, look, that's like a valley oak. And I'm like identifying all of these different plants that we had learned about. And it is so, so cool to go on a hike and know what so many of the species are around you. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that is. Like, I know what that's used for. And it's just so fulfilling to just like know those things.
I think it's definitely changed the way that I see myself in the world. I think that a lot of my childhood I spent outdoors. Before, though, I feel like nature felt like somewhere that I visited for like a summer getaway. But after Tina and being able to work in nature, like physically work, I felt like I belonged more in nature and also had that sort of sense of responsibility.
Really, I just got to meet the outdoors for one of the first times ever. Like, we spent a lot of time outside when I was growing up, and we very much were an outdoor family, and I enjoyed being outdoors. But it was the first time that I had been outdoors in kind of an educational/professional context. TeenNat kind of was the conduit to me being open-minded about utilizing nature in my career and being outside in my career. And it was really scary for me in a way to realize that that the outdoors could be part of my career trajectory, and that meant I had to change my mind about what I wanted to do. And that was really scary, but also really worth it. And so I would encourage people, I know that it's terrifying, but to just go through it, because it might lead to something in the end that's more that for your life than you could have ever imagined.
Prior to Pepperwood, I didn't have a sort of like, oh, I want to go outside, I want to go hiking, I want to do this and that. Also, just given like the resources that I have in my like small community, it wasn't something that I guess was offered, or that I didn't have a peak interest in. So I definitely think Pepperwood was that launching pad to the interest, to professional careers, and kind of sort of all that insight. I would say that Pepperwood has really shaped my love for nature and kind of getting exposed to that, and kind of the protecting our environment, being committed to strengthening resilient food systems and all. It's just kind of like Pepperwood kind of just made me jump from here to here to here, but all with like the love of the environment and protecting everything that comes with that.
You're really supported in the sense of like, that there's more to environmental science and education than meets the eye from just getting a degree sort of level. And then a common like thing that I hear from like the people in my community is like, oh, environmental science like won't pay the bills, but that's absolutely not true, because it'll pay obviously the bills, but also pay a bill in your heart, because it's great.
If you, or a high school student you know, are wondering if you should apply to TeenNat, our alums had some insights into why they would recommend going for it.
If you have even the slightest interest in nature, protecting our environment, photography, that was a big part of the program, I think do it. I think what kind of held me back when I was first applying was, oh, what if I can't? That sort of nervousness of kind of diving into something new. But my motto is always, do it scared, do it unprepared, and kind of just dive into it. And if you don't like it, of course, then I think the earlier you know your interests and kind of what you do want to do, don't want to do, I think that's even better. No matter like what level of like, oh, I want to be a scientist, or no, I don't. I think if you have some interest, I definitely encourage just trying it, and then also being able to build community in that as well. It's great to dive into the environment and science and all that, but I think also just if you want to build a community of people that might have the same interests, then I think that's even better also. And meeting new people is always great, and kind of helping you develop and gain new experiences. I think that's what I really loved about the program, being able to connect and stay connected as well.
At first, when I was considering what I wanted to do during that summer between my sophomore and junior year, I didn't really want to do TeenNat just because of that feeling that whatever job I had in science was not going to involve the outdoors at all. I decided to go for it, and I'm so glad that I did, because I don't know what my life would look like now, what my career would look like in the future if I hadn't gone for it. So I think being open to trying new things, even if you don't think it exactly aligns with what you think you're supposed to do, would be a piece of advice that I would give high school age people. It's something that I've tried really hard to do in college as well, and led to a lot of great things.
I think just like giving something a try is worthwhile. Like TeenNat was a really somewhat like eye-opening experience for me, because I did so many things I've never done before. And again, making those connections, having people around you to help support what you're doing is really like the best foundation you could have. It helped me find what I want to do, and it would probably help a lot of other people too.
It's just a good chance to get outside, because a lot of teenagers these days just spend a lot of time behind a screen, and I'm going to admit that I am one of those people.
Fair.
It can be really hard to step away from the screen, but I feel like TeenNat did give me a good chance to like be out in nature and be outside and get some fresh air and like be active.
I think it's a good way to explore nature, pursue careers in environmental science if you're into that sort of thing, and get free college credit, pretty much.
It's not your normal summer camp experience. You are definitely not separate from what's going on behind the scenes, and you're treated very much as an equal to the whole entire like staff. And it's really like a partnership where you're working together to catalog nature. I think that's another great thing, is the amount of field work experience that I got. Like definitely gave me an idea of like how I liked being out in nature, and how I prefer field work over other things. And even though I'm not really considering going into the environmental science field, I think that it's great in like building those skills up that you feel like you wouldn't be able to translate, but they're really translatable, especially like the field aspect sort of thing. And like you get really intricate in your observations. And so that is something incredible about TeenNat.
Someone should apply to TeenNat if they are interested in being out in nature and spending time with like-minded people, spending time with wildlife, learning more skills to help better them in their interests. And I feel like you can really put your own spin on the experience through the final project, through the people you talk to, through the opportunities you take throughout it. It's honestly just a really fun and informational experience. And I feel like I learned so much from it and met really amazing people. And there is no pressure to take what you learn into your professional life. But I think in your personal life, you learn really important skills, and it's just a really enjoyable time.
Thank you to all of our TeenNat alums for sharing their thoughts and experiences with us. I hope it helped paint a picture for you of what it is like to experience the program. It sure brought back some wonderful memories for me and got me excited for this upcoming summer. If you are listening between January and March, there may still be time for current high school freshmen, sophomores, and juniors in Sonoma and Nappy counties to apply for this year's program. Go to pepperwoodpreserve.org/teen for all of the up-to-date information, and you can email TeenNat, that's TEENNAT, at pepperwoodpreserve.org if you have questions or could use some help with the application process. If you liked what you heard about how the TeenNat program impacts the lives of future stewards, scientists, and community members, please consider supporting the program with a donation to the Pepperwood Foundation. One of our alums said it beautifully.
It's important that we have programs like TeenNat so that we're able to have knowledge about nature, so that we're able to take care of it and conserve it for future generations.
A crucial element of the program that we want to maintain is that it is completely free of charge to the participants themselves, and your support can help keep it that way. We'll have links to Pepperwood's donation page, as well as all the TeenNat specific links in our show notes for this episode. But before you switch off the episode and run off to the website, we still have a game to play. It's time for this episode's installment of the Nature Sound Guess Who game. Each episode, we play a nature sound and challenge you to guess which critter made that sound. Let's listen back to last episode's mystery sound. That sound was made by the western bluebird. That's right, the western bluebird, Ciala mexicana. This is the second commonly cited bird that is blue that we have listened to on the podcast. Last episode, we discussed the first, the California scrub jay. The name western bluebird is exactly why I refer to birds that are blue in that awkward way, because not all birds with blue colorations are bluebirds. Western bluebirds look similar to the lazuli bunting, a more rarely sighted bird that is blue that we'll talk about in more detail in a future episode. Kaufman's Field Guide helps us differentiate between western bluebirds and lazuli buntings by the white banding on the lazuli bunting wings that bluebirds do not have. Like the lazuli bunting and many other species of animals writ large, there is a distinctive difference between the appearance of male and female western bluebirds. That's a phenomenon that is called sexual dimorphism. Male bluebirds have much brighter coloration. They have the distinctive bright blue on their heads and wings, and a reddish brown on their chests and sometimes in the center of their backs. The Audubon Society's field guide tells us that the blue helps to attract females for mating, and the red is an aggression signal to other males who might be competing for the chance to mate with those females. Female western bluebirds are duller and grayer overall, all the better to camouflage into their surroundings. Like many songbirds, western bluebirds have a number of different vocalizations. The one we've already heard is the call that birders mimic as phew, phew, or chuck, chuck. Let's hear that again. And they also have a song that humans summarize as cheer, or cheerly, or churr. Here's an example of that. Thanks as always to the Cornell Lab Macaulay Library, who granted us permission to share all of these recordings with you. Now, here comes a new sound for you to guess out before next episode. Here it comes in 3, 2, 1. And I'll give you a second chance in 3, 2, 1. Do you think you know who that could be? I'll give you a hint. Don't jump to conclusions too quickly. If you have a guess about the identity of the noisemaker and want to have your genius highlighted on our next episode, submit your guess to us at podcast@pepperwoodpreserve.org. Thanks as always to communication coordinator Stephanie Antonoro and the whole Pepperwood team for supporting this podcast project. Thanks to you for listening. And until next episode, don't forget to keep your ears tuned into nature.